Okay. So let me switch what you're looking at. One of the last labs from my kitchen, by the way. And I've got my lab kit and I went through, and the first thing you want to do is grab your paperwork. If you still have it, if you don't have it, don't worry about it. But what you do, what I hope you do have is the contents of the lab kit. So pull out the contents of the lab kit and grab a marker or a pen of some sort, and we'll go through in order. The other paperwork, you can keep the lab safety paperwork. They're not going to want that back. But if you still have the safety data sheets, we'll send those back to it. We'll save them recopying them. So just put those off to the side for now.
Miss Flanders.
Yep.
I think the only thing that I'm missing is the little wooden stick.
Okay, that's fine. We're going to go through individually and get it packed up because some of the stuff doesn't need to go back, including the wooden stick. All right, so let me pull all my junk out of here. I did a practice packing. It's easier to pack this semester than last semester, and I'm not quite sure why, but okay. But let's go down the list, and most of the things that are on the list that were small, I put in the bag. So why don't you empty out your plastic bag if you've still got stuff in it, or if you have another, I just grabbed another plastic bag and switched it over. But your glucose test strips, so you should at least have a bag for your glucose test strips. Now, if as you go through, you don't have something on the list, mark it right off, okay? You can take it off the list, and that way they'll know when they do inventory. Okay, so my glucose test strips are empty, but they can reuse this bag with the color lining. I had the same thing, my iodine dropper, my bag was empty. And if mine didn't say anything on it, I don't know if yours did, but I'm putting that back in as well. Obviously, these bags, if you don't have them for some reason, is not the end of the world. They're only worth $10 or so. Not even a laugh, you guys? Come on. All right. And then,
I'm a little confused. Is the signature sheet the thing that has the list of everything that we're supposed to have in this box? Or
not the signature sheet. It should look like this.
Okay, I found it. Thank you.
All right. And so we've got our glucose test strips bag left. We have our iodine dropper bag. We have 15 ml centrifuge tubes of glucose and starch. And I put those right in my bag as well. Ha. And then these two little clips for dialysis bag, these miserable things. And I'm putting those in my bag. And then you should, and very likely you have another piece of dialysis tubing in this envelope. Just send that back. And then if your plastic cup is dirty, I don't mean dirty, it depends on what you used it for. I washed mine out. I'm going to send it back. But if for some reason you used it for something that you didn't clean it or didn't clean well, you can throw that out. If you do throw that out, just mark it off on this sheet. Okay, so they know that it's not there. It's more for inventory purposes. They don't really care if you've used something like this cup, but it'll just help them be a little more organized when they go through it. The next thing into the bag are your 3 transfer pipettes. And then you should have your ruler. Got a lot of use out of that metric ruler. Your graduated, oh no, that was your beaker, sorry, your beaker. And I'm just gonna set things in there for now that I've done. And our graduated cylinder. I have an empty way paper bag. You may have some, you may actually have some way paper left in it, but send that back. Now the next is the 5-ounce cups, which were the cups we used, the little Dixie cups we used last week. You do not need to send those back, so you can throw those out and then just take them off your list. So just put a line through it. Let me know if I need to slow down at all. Kind of whipping through this, but I had the advantage of having done it already.
Can I stay after and get caught up on the few minutes I've missed here? Because I think I kind of came in right in the middle.
Yeah, I know you did, Nate. Yes, that'll be fine.
Okay, thanks.
And so I have an empty brown paper bag squares. That's going in my plastic bag here. And I have a test tube top somewhere. That's in my bag. And I have already rewrapped my 6 test tubes. So I made sure they were clean and I rewrapped them somewhat. I may retape them before, but I got 2 more labs to do this with, so I'm not going to do it now. So I may retape them, but wrap those as well as you can. If you are missing a test tube for some reason, that's fine. Just put on there where it says ×6. Just mark that one was broken or you're missing it for some reason. Your balance. Make sure it's all packed up tightly, that it was cleaned when you put it in there. And that's going to go back. Your test tube rack, and remember, I think we all had the same test tube rack, and you can pull that apart and it's probably more convenient. Just pull the top off. I think that's how we got it. That may be more convenient to return. The applicator stick, the well-used applicator stick now, you can throw that out. We don't need the applicator stick, so mark that off on your sheet or X it out. You've got visor. If you don't have the box, that's all right. Make sure that the goggles get back into your kit. And broken or not, we did have a few problems with our cork borer. Mine actually isn't straight. I don't know whether I did that, but anyway, cork borer goes back in your bag. We've also got a protein test strip bag that should be empty. That can go in your bag. You should have used your gloves, so you can just take that off the list. Last on the list is your, we used it as a stirrer, it was a scoop it, our really handy little blue thing, plastic thing. Mine fits in my bag, but if yours doesn't fit in your bag, you can just put it in your box. And I'm gonna let that sit for a second. You should have one thing left. If you haven't pulled it out already, it's the PTC paper. And the PTC paper we are going to keep out and we're going to use for lecture, not for lab, for lecture. So what I want you to do is keep that aside. Before you return your kit, you can add the bag for the PTC paper. But I don't know, is anybody having a hard time fitting their stuff in their kit? I have plenty of room in my kit. And most of you will drop it off at JCC. If you are somebody who received it by mail or needs to mail it in, you're gonna have to pack it and maybe put some extra packing material in it. But otherwise, if you're just delivering it, just everything needs to fit. Now, with this, with the list, take the list and on the top above Bio 106 lab kit contents, write your name, full name. All right, and then you can tuck that in the top of your kit with your other paperwork and just make sure that they can see that easily so they know whose kit it is. They will probably, when you drop it off, have you sign something or, you know, they'll take your name, but that way we've got the name right with the kit.
When exactly are we supposed to drop this off?
I don't know yet. I will let you know as soon as I know, but one of the problems is we're not the group that has the lab kits. And one of them I know is a week behind us. So we'll probably, plus I don't know if they'll do it with a Bio 131. We have lab kits out there too. So we'll know soon. And usually they give you 2 or 3 options, and then they're very good about if those options don't work, trying to work with you to make sure they get there. All right, so remember your PTC paper has to stay out. So put that aside and have it with you for lecture. So I don't know where you want to put it, but make sure that it won't be for a couple more lectures. I don't think it'll be tomorrow. Friday, maybe, but more likely Monday. So be organized, keep track of that. And you can fold up your box and put it away for now. You watch, I'll lose my PTC paper after saying, "Oh, be organized." That would be me. Okay. I have curly paper here, so I'm trying to straighten it out. So we'll see how well this goes. I didn't think to get it out like yesterday and put books on it, so kind of struggling with it, but all right. Let me stop that recording.